The Bahamas, a beautiful archipelago of over 700 islands and cays, have a fascinating geological history. Millions of years ago, these islands didn't even exist. They were formed gradually, bit by bit, from the accumulation of coral reefs, sand, and other marine deposits. Over time, these deposits grew larger and larger, eventually breaking the surface of the water. This process, driven by the movements of the Earth's tectonic plates, resulted in the diverse and stunning chain of islands we know as the Bahamas today. The Bahamas' location in the Atlantic Ocean, just north of the Caribbean Sea, has played a significant role in its history. Situated southeast of Florida and Cuba, the islands became a strategic point of interest for various groups throughout history. The warm tropical climate and abundant marine life made the Bahamas an attractive destination for exploration and settlement. The island's unique geological formation and strategic location set the stage for a rich and complex history, shaped by the forces of nature and the ambitions of humankind. Long before European explorers first set foot on the shores of the Bahamas, the islands were home to a peaceful and resourceful people known as the Lucayans. These indigenous inhabitants were part of the larger Taino people, who had migrated north from South America, navigating the Caribbean Sea in dugout canoes. The Lucayans established a thriving culture in the Bahamas, adapting to the island's environment and resources. The Lucayans were skilled fishermen and farmers, utilizing the abundant marine life and fertile land to sustain themselves. They lived in villages governed by chiefs, their lives guided by a deep respect for nature and the spiritual world. They were known for their intricate weaving, pottery, and their unique form of religious worship. Their peaceful existence and harmonious relationship with their environment would be forever altered with the arrival of Christopher Columbus in the late 15th century. The year 1492 marked a turning point in the history of the Bahamas, as it did for much of the Americas. It was in this year that Christopher Columbus, leading a Spanish expedition in search of a westward route to the East Indies, stumbled upon these idyllic islands. Landing on an island he named San Salvador, believed to be present-day San Salvador Island in the Bahamas, Columbus encountered the indigenous Lucayans. This encounter, while seemingly peaceful, would have far-reaching consequences. Columbus's arrival in the Bahamas marked the beginning of European exploration and colonization of the Americas. Although Columbus himself did not establish a permanent settlement in the Bahamas, his arrival had a profound impact on the island's indigenous population. The Spanish, driven by their quest for gold and other riches, exploited the Lucayans for their labor and resources. Within a few decades of Columbus's arrival, the Lucayan population was decimated due to forced labor, disease, and displacement. This tragic chapter marked the end of an era for the Lucayans and the beginning of a new complex period in the history of the Bahamas. Following the decline of the Lucayans, the Bahamas entered a period of instability and lawlessness. The island's strategic location and numerous hidden coves made it an ideal haven for pirates and privateers. These swashbuckling outlaws terrorized the Caribbean, preying on Spanish treasure ships and disrupting trade routes. The Bahamas, particularly the island of New Providence, became a notorious pirate stronghold. Among the most infamous pirates to frequent the Bahamas was the legendary Blackbeard, known for his fearsome appearance and ruthless tactics. Another notorious figure was Calico Jack Rackham, remembered for his flamboyant style, and the female pirates Anne Bonny and Mary Read, who served under his command. For a time, these pirates operated with relative impunity, their exploits becoming the stuff of legends. Section 5. Establishing order, the British take control. The unchecked piracy in the Bahamas eventually became a major concern for European powers, particularly the British, who sought to secure their trade routes and colonial interests. In 1718, Woodes Rogers, a former privateer himself, was appointed as the first royal governor of the Bahamas. Tasked with restoring order to the lawless islands, Rogers arrived with a royal pardon for any pirates willing to surrender and a firm hand for those who resisted. Rogers' arrival marked a turning point in the Bahamas' history. He offered clemency to pirates who agreed to abandon their criminal ways, while ruthlessly pursuing those who refused to comply. He established a government, enforced laws, and worked to develop the island's economy. Under his leadership, the Bahamas began to shed its reputation as a pirate haven and transition towards a more stable and prosperous future. Section 6. a new wave Loyalist migration reshapes the Bahamas. The late 18th century brought another wave of change to the Bahamas with the arrival of British Loyalists fleeing the American Revolution. These colonists, who remained loyal to the British Crown, sought refuge in the Bahamas after the American colonies declared independence. The Loyalist migration had a significant impact on the island's demographics, culture, and economy. The Loyalists, many of whom came from wealthy and influential families, brought with them their skills, knowledge, and capital. They established plantations, introduced new crops such as cotton and sugarcane, and contributed to the development of the island's infrastructure. The Loyalist influence is still evident today in the Bahamas' architecture, legal system, and cultural traditions. Section 7. From Sponges to Tourism, a Shifting Economic Landscape. Throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, the Bahamas economy relied heavily on a few key industries. Sponge harvesting, once a thriving industry, provided livelihoods for many Bahamians. The island's fertile land supported agriculture, with crops like pineapples and citrus fruits finding markets abroad. However, these industries faced challenges from overharvesting, natural disasters, and fluctuating global markets. The mid-20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in the Bahamas' economic landscape with the rise of tourism. The island's natural beauty, warm climate, and proximity to the United States made it an increasingly popular destination for travelers. Hotels, resorts, and casinos sprang up, catering to the growing influx of tourists. Tourism brought new opportunities for employment and economic growth, transforming the Bahamas into a modern tourist destination. Section 8. Independence and Beyond. The Bahamas finds its footing. After centuries of colonial rule, the Bahamas finally achieved independence from Great Britain on July 10, 1973. This momentous occasion marked the beginning of a new era for the Bahamas as the nation charted its own course as an independent nation. The Bahamas joined the Commonwealth of Nations, retaining its ties to the British monarchy while forging its own path. Since gaining independence, the Bahamas has made significant strides in its development. The nation has focused on strengthening its democratic institutions, improving education and healthcare, and diversifying its economy. While tourism remains a cornerstone of the Bahamian economy, the government has made efforts to promote other sectors, such as financial services and offshore banking. Section 9. A Nation of Sunshine and Prosperity. Today, the Bahamas stands as a beacon of prosperity and stability in the Caribbean. Its pristine beaches, crystal-clear waters, and vibrant culture continue to attract visitors from around the world. The nation has successfully positioned itself as a high-end tourist destination, renowned for its luxury resorts, world-class diving, and vibrant nightlife. Beyond tourism, the Bahamas has made strides in diversifying its economy, attracting foreign investment, and developing its financial services sector. The nation faces challenges, such as income inequality and vulnerability to climate change, but its people remain resilient and optimistic. The Bahamas, with its rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning natural beauty, continues to shine as a beacon of hope and prosperity in the Caribbean.